Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we want to present about mini project 2. Okay, this is our team members. My name is Muhammad Fikri bin Muhammad Rizal and Nurul Asmiza binti Talib and Nur Najwa Kristina binti Hadri. Okay, for introduction, for this mini project 2, we have to design a complete set of system interface flow for employee view and have to use any process from DFD level 0 in mini project 1. So we have discussed to use the second process of our DFD level 0 in mini project 1, which is staff identification. The system we design must be effective if it supports the system requirement and meets user needs, also reliable if it handles input error or processing errors.
Okay, now we explain the suitable screen element and control features apply. Okay, based on this question, you have to follow the DFD level 0 in mini project 1. So we have just one process, which is staff identification system, which is that process. So this is the interface and this is the flow. Okay, this is the system for staff identification. Like if you see the flow, we doesn't put the login fingerprint interface because it was the login process. So if you see the flow is start and then process scanning, there is a login, and then if fingerprint match, it will display employee detail. This is the staff identification system. It's the employee detail, and then if false, it will show ID not match, and back to the login have to print their fingerprint again. Okay, so now we talk about the screen element and control features that we apply in the interface for staff identification process, which is we put menu bar, text box, checkbox, calendar control, drop down, list box. Okay, so menu bar is just like at the top, which is display the main menu options such as file, home, reference, review and view. And then the second one is text box, which is provide a place to key in data such as name, first name, last address and others. And then text box, you to select at least one choice and do the check mark. Actually, just ask the example just like a gender, you have to text box on male or female. And the calendar controls to select a date, and then drop down list box, which is it will display in the list. As example, like employee type, have employee full time or part time, so the user have to choose. Okay, for the screen element for our interface, like as you can see, like it's very easy to understand and it's very avoid, like the background doesn't have many complicated, and then have the text, the color is suitable for the eyes. Okay, for the next question is suggest 2 input technology that apply for the interface. Okay, the first one is touch screen, which is like touching image or press on the screen allow user to interact with computer because the screen are pressure sensitive. When a user touch them with a finger or a pen, the event is recorded and sent to a controller to be processed. Okay, the second one is we input technology that we apply for the interface is keyboard, because when a user push a key on the keyboard, data is sent to a computer, so it's really easy. Okay, now I will explain the validation check applied to our input data interface. Okay, the first one we apply the field validation, which is filling out the online form that must contain correct values, such as example is just a name. So we have to enter only alphabet and doesn't contain any number, because name doesn't have any number, right? Okay, the second one example, I can say the email address, like you have to enter the valid email address. Okay, the second one is numeric validation, which is that only number and correct values, such as phone number only have 10 until 11 length. So if sometimes user enter 12 or 30, so you will say the process will not be processed because it's invalid. Okay, so now we explain about the suitable input mask and validation rules to reduce error. So we have sequence check, range check and data type check. Okay, the first one is sequence checks, which is like verification that used to perform for help in ensuring the data is properly ordered. Okay, example is user have to enter numerical sequence. So the user have to enter only number and does not have contain any alphabet, because if the user accidentally part alphabet, so the sequence check will perform their validation. Okay, the second one is the range check. It's limit the check. Means that it's verify that data is incorrect minimum and maximum value. Example, like a phone number must be at 10 minimum value. So if it's part the 10 maximum also can, but usually phone number is 10 until 11. So if they suddenly to part 12 or what, range check will check for us. Okay, the third one is data type check. This is for ensuring that the data fits the required data type. Means if user have to enter alphabetic field, so it only contain the character of A until Z only. If enter number or symbol, it will error, and the data check will perform for will check for us that we enter the wrong and invalid data.
We must build a user system manual for our system. User manual guideline for staff identification system is: first, you must tap the login button, enter your username and password correctly, scan your employee card to that system, put your finger in place of the fingerprint. If fingerprint match, access granted, then your attendance will be recorded. If fingerprint not match, access will deny. Then you must try again until 3 times. If still cannot match, use your code to record your attendance. Okay, for perform unit testing, for select test case 1 by fill in the test case table provide. Test case 1 testing type is unit testing. The process name is biometrical recognition. Process description: this procedure will grant access to users who have a biometric device such as fingerprint scanner. User view type is graphical user interface. This system test by staff, manager and administrator. The input is to gain access. The user must scan their finger on the fingerprint scanner. The expected output: if fingerprint match, access will granted. If fingerprint not match, access will deny. And actual output is fingerprint match, access granted. And the test result is pass. The perform integration testing for select test case 2 based on below table requirement. Test case 2 testing type is integration testing. Their process name is code access system, and the description is: this procedure necessitates the use of a code number in order to gain access to other departments. If there is a difficulty or an issue with another access method, this process is used as a backup. User view type is using screen and keypad. Test by staff, manager and administrator. Okay, their input is input the registration code number. Expected output is correct code number, access will be granted. And wrong code number, access denied. And the actual output correct code number, access will granted. The test result is will pass.
After that, system change over for this project. We plan to perform a pilot operation. This is because this strategy enable the new system to be tested in one department before being installed to the rest of the company. This strategy is a good way to ensure that the system is working properly without requiring a major reorganization of the company. For example, if a company had 4 departments, such as warehouse, sales, marketing and production, the system may be implemented initially in the warehouse. Once the system has been proven to perform well in the warehouse, it may be implemented in sales and then the rest of the company. This is some advantage of pilot operation. If the new system fails, it will only affect one department of the company. After that, the implementation is more manageable than a direct changeover because it is done one smaller scale. After that, staff can be trained gradually as they progress from one department to another. Staff that participated in the pilot scheme can also assist in the training of new employees. The last one is it is less expensive than parallel operation because the pilot is only used in one department of the company. After that is type of maintenance that we wish to perform. The type of maintenance is perfective maintenance. This is because changes made to improve performance, maintainability and usability by adding desired features rather than required ones, as well as faster transaction processing and better run times. After that, to satisfy customer needs that had not previously been identified or accorded significant attention and noticed throughout development or unknown, considered unimportant. For example, restructuring data set within a database so that they can be searched more quickly and take up less space. For the conclusion, we are well prepared a system design, system implementation and support for exam data analytics exchange at the office. We ensure that the system implementation will work better. After that, the system changeover will be more efficient and usability to the staff. We hope all the system improvement will help this company become more advanced. Lastly, system design, implementation and support are very important to the management of every organization and they should be embraced. That's all from us. Thank you.